Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we're going to do the top 20 epics in the game. And I've got to be honest, like for 2021, this has changed a lot with the recent patches. We've got a 2 times chance to pull Sacred Shards coming up from this Friday. It's just been announced in the content creator chat. You guys will probably see it tomorrow. So when you're pulling those Sacreds, everybody wants the top tier legendaries. This video is going to be about those epics that you pull that are actually basically legendaries. So we're going to get into that in 2 seconds. First thing I want to say is I've just got enough fragments for Iron Brado. It's really, it's like super exciting when you get yourself this legendary ready to go. If I hit that summon now, then I won't get any points for a tournament. And it's super, like you're just like, I want to do it. I've got this guy. If you do not immediately need Iron Brado, if he is not going to straight away transform your whole game, if you do not have the resources to level him up straight away because you just burnt them all to get him, hold him here. Hold him at 100 fragments. He's not going anywhere. Wait until we get one of the, I probably don't have anything popping up right now, but when you get those champion chase tournaments, he's worth 500 points. Sometimes that's the difference between you getting a legendary book and not. So if you can just hold on to the urge, don't summon Iron Brado yet. That's tip of the day. Right, let's get into this. Now, this is going to be epic champions that you can get from Sacreds. So I'm just going to quickly shout out 4 voids that you're all going to want to get, but they're not going to be in this list. So the first one is going to be the infamous Manito, wherever he sits, Ogden Tribes. Super game changer for clan boss. He's actually awesome in faction wars as well. Awesome kind of anywhere really. But Man-Eater's the first one I'm going to call out. The second one I'm going to call out is Skullcrusher because she's just an arena beast and a pretty much campaign farmer beast and kind of a beast anyway where you just need some nukes. The third one I am going to call out is going to be... Who was it going to be? Who was it going to be? Madame, of course. I'm like, who is it? Madame Cerise, still the arena queen, best arena champion in the game, apart from Trunda. So she's going to be up there as the third one. And then the last one I'm going to call out is Seer. Seer, the single best wave clearer in the game. Better than every legendary at doing it. She clears every single wave. You take her into Doom Tower, she walks through Doom Tower. Probably the best champion in the game for general content progression. So that's the 4 voids. Let's get into this big old meaty top 20. So coming in at number 20, I tell you what guys, the bottom order are really difficult to call out because there's a lot of people that kind of fight for these places. But for me, one of the new champions, Melga, Steel Girdle. I mean, she has clearly been working out. She's like Trunda's little sister, but she does a bit more work on arms. She's carrying these big old metal wampers. So what's she got then? She's got a chance to remove 1 random debuff. It's kind of an okay A1. This is what she's all about, really. Shield and heals on her A2. She's kind of just super important, especially for dwarves, but also as a general carry for general content. And then the third one, revive 2 allies with HP and turn meter. Just generally an awesome champion. So I think because the dwarves were so calling out for a champion like this, she kind of goes a bit higher in my list than I normally would put her. But Melga just sneaks in at the bottom. And Melga really, I was fighting between Grizzled, Rearguard, and Melga. And Melga just took it, but it's close. It's close between a lot of them. Right, let's move on to number 19 then. And we have got Kaden. Kaden, fairly recent addition to the game as well. We're talking, what, a few months ago. This guy, defense-based champion, absolute god for the Night Elves, Dark Elves, sorry, in terms of faction wars, but he's got this provoke. He's got an AoE decrease attack, which can be 100% when booked out. And he has got revive and increased defense. He's pretty much a carry anywhere in the game, especially crucial for the Dark Elf faction. But yeah, because he's defense-based, he can stay alive. He hits pretty hard as well. This guy comes in number 19. Number 18 then, we've got one of the free champions. Everybody gets her. her quality has gone up even more recently. So Doom Tower, plenty of stuff is freezing us in Doom Tower. Dark Elayne steps up and smashes them dead. The freeze mechanic in the game has been buffed or fixed, but it's basically a buff. Her kind of like priority goes up in the game again, because whenever someone freezes her, she activates her AoE, and her AoE hits really bloody hard. So I think when she's coming in at number 18, she could probably go up a few more spots, to be honest. She is one of the best nukers in the game now, especially for epics. So if you've got her and she's sitting in your vault at level 40, she could be doing a ton of work for you. She hits really hard. So Dark Elayne, number 18. 17 then is going to be one of the newer champions, not recent patch before. Akak the Wenderin. I really, really love this guy or girl, but I think it's a guy. Apparently we checked it out on lore. Apparently it's a guy. Just trying to see. Anyway, doesn't matter. This A3 is just bonkers good. It's bonkers. AoE freeze, AoE HP burn. It's almost always a freeze. But as these people that are frozen get their turn back, you get 10% turn meter for your whole team. It's broken good. This passive is broken good. If you then pair him with someone else who's doing HP burn, then you're getting healing back for your whole team as well with the second part of its passive. It's kind of nuts. Block, debuffs, and strengthen. Probably the two best buffs in the game on the same move. Brilliant. And then a chance to decrease the duration of a random buff here as well, which is okay. But yeah, if you can squeeze books into this ability, I mean, a 3-turn cooldown on this, it's so crazy good. So good. If you're struggling with Spider, this guy's one of the best Spider champions in the game. Okay, moving up then to next one on the list. We've got Sandlashed. Sandlashed, actually part of plenty of clan boss teams that are hitting over 100 million right now. She's got this ally protection passive. She's in plat level arena defenses. She hits hard on her AoE as well, which is this ability here. And the AoE increases your buff duration and decreases enemy buff duration. Think about Faction Wars, think about Doom Tower where they're throwing tons of buffs on. This ability reduces all those buffs and will increase your buffs. She's defense-based as well, which means that she can take a hit, and she does a hit, and she's got a provoke A1. She's just all-round absolutely solid. I love this champion. Okay, moving up to the next one. Again, quite a new addition. What I would say in this list, the new edition epics are really fighting for top 20, and they're pushing on the quality of legendaries. Like, a lot of these epics are better than legendaries straight out, which is a bit of a weird dynamic at the moment. A lot of the new legendaries coming in do not fight with their peers in terms of quality of legendary, but the epics are pushing up the epic kind of category, which I think is kind of cool, actually. I'm not that disappointed with that. So Recta Giraffe. When I originally did this guide, it was Recta Giraffe, which was a mistake. So we've got decreased attack A1, pretty cool. We've got a heal all allies A2, and perfect veil, and continuous heal. It's really, really strong. This A2 heals for a ton. Really strong. And then A3, revive, fill turn meter, and perfect veil. Really good to just keep the team alive. She, again, is seeing a lot of play in Platinum Reset Arena, which is very hard to get a spot in those teams. She's getting spots. She will carry your Night Revenant team through the Faction Wars. She will come into your Doom Tower team and keep people going. She's really good. She's got a passive as well. Whenever someone's under a veil or perfect veil, heal them, basically. And she gets turn, heal them. Also increase the resistance of them. Like, it's just insane. And then resistance in Doom Tower here as well. Great base stats. Really good champ. Okay, moving on to next one up on the list. Again, one of the newer champions. Wrong one, sorry. Probably the best epic in this faction. And this faction is suffering for epics, and we need epics to complete part of Doom Tower. He's made my Doom Tower clear full hard in the secret room way easier. So What's he got then? Heal on his A2. He's got AoE decrease attack, crit rate, and turn meter on an A3. He's got a passive to extend debuffs. I'll come back to that in a second. And then he's got a reasonable chance to land poisons on his A1. Now, the passive, I talked about this in my guide on him recently. It's great for clan boss, yeah? So every time he takes a hit, he can extend debuffs up. Someone commented on my video, he's also really good as a spiderling tank. And I said in my video he could be a spiderling tank. Wasn't really sure if it was relevant. You know, the AoE decrease attack is cool. And crit rate and turn meter, all of that stuff works nicely in Spider. But one thing I didn't consider before I'd done the video, if you put out an HP burn on spiderlings and they attack you, normally that would just tick off. With him, every time he's attacked, and it's irrelevant it's not like a chance to do this, it just happens, he will extend the debuffs of the attacker. So if you've got HP burn out there and he takes a hit, he extends the tick up of HP burn. It's actually broken good. It's an insane idea, and I'm pleased that someone called it out because I can say it here. But this is great. If you can get one of your HP burn guys out there to spread the HP burn out, and then this guy is tanking, he is going to increase the duration of all the HP burns. It's brilliant. So love that idea. And he comes in then as, what's that, like number 14? So next one up is going to be Ultimate Gaelic. Basically for a similar reason, really. He's a spider god. Most people struggle with spider the most in this game. If I'm doing coaching sessions, 9 times out of 10, it's about spider. And Ultimate Gaelic makes spider much easier. You do have to make sure that he's got an increased attack buff on before he tries to do his A3. So you either do that by having someone else put it on for you, like a Doom Priest or a Seeker, someone else who does increased attack goes before him, or you make sure he does his A2 before he does his A3. One way you can do that on auto is if you click the spider or have a macro that clicks the spider before he goes. But yeah, basically AoE HP burn is the only epic in the game that's readily available from Shards that does this. There are new ones coming through eventually from Doom Tower, but they're a way off yet. So yeah, this guy, awesome. He's not just good for Spider. He's got decrease turn meter on his A2 as well, which makes him pretty useful for Finite, pretty useful for Ice Golem. Very, very cool for Faction Wars. And he's got this passive as well that he can't be stunned, which again, like, it's just generally not bad. I don't suppose he's really a clan boss champion, but if he's one of your only 60s, he's got HP burn, he can't be stunned. He could do that, but it's not really where he's useful. But yeah, great champ. Okay, then we're moving on to a barbarian and another new champion, Amina. Amina is mean. She's got AoE decreased defense. AoE decreased defense is one of the strongest abilities in the game. 100% chance to land it, which you need for this skill. Steals turn meter as well, so it's not decreases turn meter. She steals turn meter from targets under decreased defense. So if she hits 4 people that have got decreased defense on with this skill, she's stealing what? 30% of her turn meter back again. It's broken good. 3-turn cooldown if you book it out. It's as good as any legendary with this skill. It's basically awesome. A3 as well. Decreased turn meter again. 3-turn cooldown again. And 100% chance of stunning someone who's got low turn meter. It's broken good. AoE stun, there's very few champions in the game, including all legendaries, that have got an AoE stun, and certainly not with 100% chance to land, albeit it's situational. But it's broken good. A passive as well fills this champion's turn meter by 10% every time someone gets a stun. Not when a stun drops off, every time someone receives a stun. Pair her with someone else who stuns, and she is going to just fly up the turn meter. Brilliant, brilliant champion. I love this mechanic. Stun here as well, 45% chance to land. She does have a weakness, and and she kind of needs it, I guess. She's got low base defense, really low, super low. But I love her champion design. I love the mechanics she's got going on. And yeah, really well thought out new champion. Okay, same faction then for the next one. The Fat Man. Factor in the fat. Cool champion again. Love his little Raiders of the Lost Ark style whip. So what we got here then, A1 decreased defense, reasonable chance to land. He's got HP burn and poison, 3-turn cooldown. And he's got an ally attack, which is as good, if not better, than all legendaries ally attack abilities. 4-turn cooldown, great base stats, got a passive as well that deflects some of the damage that's coming into him. That's a bit of a... I'm not sure about this passive being great because he doesn't actually need the protection that much. He's got kind of good base stats, so it's a bit of a weird one for me. But still, I guess he's an epic. But yeah, all of his kit is awesome. I love it. Clan Boss, absolutely great champion. Arena, great champion. Faction Wars, great champion. Just generally good. And again, like as I say, better than, or at least as good as, legendaries with the same ally attack skill. But probably better. Probably better than. Right, moving on to the next one. We've got ourselves Fane. When she first came out, before we saw her stats, we all thought she was going to be broken. Broken good. She hits hard. She's got great base attack. She's got really low base defense, which makes her difficult to keep alive if you're not running unkillable teams in stuff like Clan Boss. But, take all that away, she's got decreased attack, she's got poison, she's got decreased defense, she's got weaken. So she's got some of the best debuffs in the game, all in her kit. She hits hard. She's brilliant in unkillable teams. Really, really strong. So Fane comes in as one of the best. Right, moving on then. So we have got next up. Where is this fella? Not there, sorry. In here. Miscreated Monster. We all know Miscreated Monster, surely. Firstly, he looks awesome. Like one of the best looking epics in the game. Really like his kit. AoE, chance to stun. Massive shield on something like Spider. Not as big in other areas of the game because it's based on how much damage he does. The less people you hit with this, the less damage you're going to do. But if you're mid-game coming through, he's probably in all your arena team. He's probably in all your teams. He can help carry you through Nightmare Campaign. He can do the Scarab boss shielding for you. He's got ally protection and heals. He's just so strong. Fears if anyone's getting hit when they've got ally protection on. Stuns, a kind of situational decreased defense, which is okay maybe for Faction Wars, but not really anywhere else. Okay base stats, great base health. He's just a beast. Really worth his spot. Okay then, moving on to next one up. And that is going to be another demon spawn. So, Aloy. I mean, it's crazy really because she's all about her A1. Nothing else in her kit do I care about at all. But her A1 is so good that you've got to call her out. Fire Knight, best champion probably in the game at keeping the Fire Knight shield off. Even though she's negative affinity for Fire Knight 20, she's still the best level 20 champion in the game to keep that shield off. Faction Wars, easily the best demon spawn, probably the best champion in the game to deal with bosses in Faction Wars because she can keep their turn meter down and it makes it so easy to win. A lot of the Doom Tower bosses require turn meter control to stop them going crazy. And when they go crazy, they're really bloody hard to beat. So, you know, people like the Scarab boss, the champions, bosses like, what's his name? Agref. If you can keep the turn meter down, stop them from having a turn, then they're easy to beat. So, Aloy comes in as absolute top tier epic. Also pretty good for Ice Golem as well, to be fair. Next one on the list then is going to be the Beast. The Beast known as Royal Guard. Who doesn't want a Royal Guard slam going off? Who doesn't want to hit for a couple of million AoE? Who doesn't want to get in there slapping people with this big thingy, pokey thing? Royal Guard, absolute beast. So he's got an AoE smack. Enemy max HP. The further you get on through the game, the better this champion becomes. He is in all sorts of Doom Tower teams. He will be slaying his way through your faction wars. He is in the fastest, or some of the fastest dragon teams, some of the fastest spider teams. He can come into some of the fastest ice golem teams, but he's very squishy. 771 defense. He's not as easy to play with as people think he is. Once you've got him built right, he's a beast. He's got a decreased speed ability as well. People kind of forget about the rest of his kit. He's got a 4-hitter, which is kind of good for Fire Knight as well, by the way. Each hit's got a chance to place decreased speed, and it's a good chance. Each hit's also got a chance of dropping turn meter, and it's a good chance. This guy, on his A3, is actually a bit of a beast. He's got an A1, which drops defense as well, which, again, people kind of forget this part of his kit because his A2 is so good. But he's actually an all-round crazy champion, Royal Guard. You do need accuracy to land the A1 and the A3, and the A2 is all about crit damage. You don't even need attack. So this guy, absolute beast. Okay, next one up on the list. And these two, I was pretty close between which way round these two go. We've got Sipol. So Sipol, why is she so high? She's one of the best decrease attack champions in the game for Clan Boss, which is cool. Decrease attack is the most important debuff to have on Clan Boss if you're not running an unkillable team. At the same time, she's got increased defense and block debuffs on an A2. So when you're trying to run teams that can deal with Clan Boss, you want to make sure that you're not taking a stun, it's not throwing your speed tune out of sync. She can do that. She's in a lot of Clan Boss teams because of this move. And then she's also got this chance to just completely block damage. This can be super clutch in Faction Wars, Spider, Clan Boss, pretty much anywhere really, but great ability on her A2, on her passive, sorry. She's defense based, makes it easy to keep alive, great champion. Okay, moving on to the top, 4 now. So, in 4th place, top 5, sorry. In 5th place is Stag Night. This is tough now. We're on top 5, and all of these, in their own right, are best in different content, okay? So all of these could be number 1 for different types of content, but if I had to rate them 5 to 1, this one's coming in at 5 for me. And until recently, I think he's been probably my number 2 or 3. He goes really close to the next person. So AoE, decreased defense and attack. What an ability this is. 3 turn cooldown, legendary status. If you put sniper on him, this becomes 100% chance to land. It's insane. It's brilliant. Base speed of a god, and a decreased speed on his A1. Give him some accuracy. Let him go. He is insanely good. He will come into Ice Golem team, top tier for Ice Golem. He will come into Fire Knight teams, dropping speed for you. He will come into easily your Faction War team, like first name on the team sheet, even with all the legendaries available. He could come into Doom Tower, like pretty much anywhere. Spider, he's great. So he's also got this passive, which is, I think it's okay. It's not great for me, but it's okay. So coming in at number 4 then is Bitter Rival. And this guy for me has generally been, top 2. Top 2. Tyrell, he's still top 4 in my list here. AoE decreased defense again. Chance to sleep if they've got, if they've got low turn meter? No, if they've already got decreased attack. Chance to sleep as well, which is actually really cool. He puts decreased attack on with his A1, and he's got a turn meter drop and a potential stun on his A3. All of that is just broken good. One of the best auras in the game. Defense based as well, so his damage is based off his survival stats, which is really cool. And he hits really hard. So this guy will be in arena teams. He'll be in Clan Boss teams. He'll be in Spider teams, like some of the top tier ones. He'll be in Dragon. Like there's literally, I don't feel like there's a dungeon that you don't play him. He's got a double hit on his A1, so he's viable in Fire Knight, but he can weak hit his drop defense in Fire Knight. But yeah, everywhere else, he's kind of straight into your teams. So for me, comes in at number 4, Tyrell. Number 3 then. This is probably going to cause some upset, I think. Wrong one. Where are you? Orcs. Juk the Pierced. Really difficult between those 3 champions. They're all kind of similar. And I think all of them are probably interchangeable, really. But this guy, AoE, drop, attack, and defense. Again, great ability. Like it's the Stag Night ability again. 3 turn cooldown again. He's got a provoke, unkillable reflect, which is okay, but not brilliant. It's okay. I wish he didn't have it, in fact. But he's also got a decreased accuracy on his A1, which for most content is actually really strong. Dragon, Spider, Fire Knight, Ice Golem, Faction War bosses, everywhere that he puts this out there, 50% of the accuracy of your enemy drops off. It's actually crazy good. He's also potentially your clan boss, decreased attack and defense if you book him out, which is better than Tyrell and Stag Night, in my opinion, or possibility of landing it. The worst thing about him is this passive, which maybe he should go below the other 2. But what I like about him is defense-based champion. All of his damage comes from his defensive skill, easy to keep alive, and he's got a good aura as well. So yeah, Juk the Pierce comes in. I'd say maybe I've got that wrong way around. Maybe he should be behind the other 2, but it's so close. Who knows? So top 2 then. We can't do a tier list about epics without calling out our boy, the Skullcrusher. Now, why is he top 2? Someone said to me on a stream the other day, I've got Skullcrusher, I don't think he's very good. I was like, oh wow, where have you heard that? This guy is one of only 3 champions in the game. And we're now cooking over 500 champions, right? One of 3 in the whole game. And the other 2 are legendary, so they're super difficult to get. That do full team counterattack. So for clan boss, full team counterattack is, apart from unkillable, the best skill in the game. Even in unkillable teams, it's a great skill because you're getting more damage out with your hits. At the same time as that, he also does ally protection, so all of your team are taking less damage. He's soaking that damage, and he becomes unkillable, so that when he's soaking that damage, he won't die. It's just broken good. Broken good. He also hits really hard on his A1. You can throw him into Fire Knight. He's got a heal reduction there as well. You can take him into Spider to tank and to give your team more time to get their damage off. Clan boss is mainly his spot though, and he's a beast for clan boss. So Skullcrusher number 2. So who's number 1, you're wondering? Like, where's number 1 coming from? Again, one of the new champions. I don't have it yet, but wow. This kit from Udo, is insane. Leech on an A1, it's super cool, and it's a really good chance to land it if you've got a team alive. AoE decreased defense and AoE block buffs. So you're kind of like, how is this Oda better than the Tyrells and the Stag Knights and those sort of guys? Block buffs here. I'm calling this out for Doom Tower, for Faction Wars. AoE block buffs as well as decreased defense on the same ability, both 100% chance to land if you're up against a team of enemies. They're broken good. AoE block buffs in the arena is broken good. There's so many champions now that throw out 2, 3 buffs, legendary champions, and we faced them a lot in the content that's coming out recently. So this champion comes in, 3 turn cooldown, and just makes them waste their turns. We always fight AI. Always. We never fight a live person. Which means that we can always know when this needs to go on to just waste everybody's turn. Because you're up against a Sifi. Sifi doesn't see that she's got block buffs on her and decide not to do that ability. She does it anyway. Duchess does it anyway. So all of those Faction War waves, Doom Tower waves that are a problem, she cuts that problem in half. So it's super strong. She's got this ability to strip some debuffs from you as well, which is really good. And a revive. And she revives with a decent amount of health and turn meter, 50%, both good. And she's got this cool passive as well. So when she's the last person alive, she puts increased speed on herself, block damage on herself, and then she's just riding it out. She's like that. Don't worry, fellas. You're coming back. You're coming back for another turn. I love it. Great base stats, great base defense. I want Udo in this sacred event more than I want every legendary except Trunder and Mountain King. That's how highly I rate her. So for me, she's top tier. So there you go, guys. That is my top 20. I'm sure you've got other champions. You're like, how did you miss this one? Post them below. Let's know who they are. But yeah, good luck if you're pulling shards this weekend. I will be doing them on stream on Friday night. So come and check that out as well. I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you later.